Can't zoom camera out in this mode. Interesting. Out for a walk. It's finally 5 degrees. Beautiful day. The park. Yeah. Gotta get off this road. It's kind of busy. Lots of people. I mean, look at this. Next to a freeway. That's how you know you're in a good area, good neighborhood. When you're out for a walk and you can see the freeway. Normally a telltale sign. Not exactly in the suburbs. Over there is me holding a stick, moving along. New best friend. About to come up on the creek, a creek. I don't even know if it's a real creek. It might be a man-made creek. I don't know if it exists just to send our sewage out of town. It normally stinks. Some wildlife. Wild people. There's like basically the odd beaver, the odd crane, lots of ducks, and hooligans once in a while. Somehow not like trailer park boys like I'd expect. I would normally expect there to be lots of like maybe shopping carts or bikes or like discarded items down there. Somehow not the case. If you take a look. Pretty nice. The boys. Yeah. Pretty popular park. The marathon comes through here. It's a spot I like to come to walk, to run, hang out, think, be introspective. Definitely don't come here to see and hear the freeway, this fucking dirty road. Something about springtime that's supposed to be so exciting and so like breathing new life into you and feeling exactly the way you should when winter's over, when the seasonal depression starts to lift. But this actually makes me feel so depressed. All the muck, the gray, everything's so like dusty and dirty and gray. Well, that's pretty nice. The blue is so blue. Like there's a lot of sky in Saskatchewan, but the cement, the dirty cement, the nasty like grit of all of the sand and salt and stuff that goes down in the wintertime when it's just hanging around on the road all spring, probably legitimately doesn't get cleaned until we get summer rain. Like I don't think our municipal services here at the city do much, at least not in this neighborhood. As you can tell, close to a freeway. not a priority for street cleaning, street sweeping. Look at that light. That's perfect. What do I cross the street? Across the street, the traffic's at my back. I don't know if that's the safest option. This light makes me look 500. So, oh man. So I don't know what I'm doing. Don't know why I'm filming this. I ordered this selfie stick online. Here comes a friend. Underrated car, one of my favorite cars ever. 4-door Cavalier. I'll stop and try to zoom in. Age now, where a classic car to me is a late 90s, early 2000s Sunfire or Cavalier, which is fucking ridiculous. This is what I mean. Look at this. Just muck, mud, soup, Big Mac box, dirty snow pile. Pretty nice. Pretty average. I mean, if this is what's considered pretty nice, so you know you're landlocked. Anyway, isn't it fun buying this $23 selfie stick that turns into a tripod off of Amazon? Has somehow made it so that I don't feel awkward talking to myself, walking around my neighborhood. we'll see. There hasn't been many people around me just yet, out and about, which is odd because it's a very nice day. It's sunny, it's warm. It's like the first day, the first day we've had this spring that could be considered spring. Spring was officially March 20 something, 21, 22. Anyway, it's April 6th, 5th, April. It's April, multiple weeks into spring. It snowed 3 days ago. Felt like minus 20 in the morning yesterday. So this is a treat to have it be 4 or 5 degrees above zero and blue skies. Am I getting you motion sick? Am I going to get motion sick looking at this later? Should I keep it on one side? Anyway, so it's really nice. Really nice to have an average day at the very least. Have spring around the corner. It's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow. Warm all next week. I think. Do you hear that? It's pretty high. I don't know if my headphones, I have no idea what the headphones are telling me via Bluetooth is actually being recorded as well. Look at those guys. I don't think it is, but I'm a kilometer in. My heart rate's way higher than you'd think on a walk. So I take back everything I said about not being nervous about talking, because my heart's thumping over 100 beats per minute on a slow, quiet walk. So that lets you know. Maybe I'm not as comfortable as I thought, but I'll have to check later and find out whether or not what I'm hearing from my watch through my headphones is coming into the phone audio since they're connected, or if I'm a dumbass and don't understand how anything works. Probably the latter. That's something I've been thinking about. Negative self-talk. I'm not a self-help guru, and I try not to wade too deep into those waters. Every once in a while, I get a little prone to depression, and when that happens, I'll try to read some, not self-help or like straight up clinical psychology, but I'll tuck into something that might help me gain traction again, regain a little perspective. And why did I bring that up? Oh, negative self-talk. Yeah, when I get that traction again, one of the things I like to tell myself every time is the negative self-talk has to stop. I know what I'm capable of. I know who I am. I should be proud of my triumphs. You know, life just sort of is what it is, and shouldn't be like a measuring stick. So yeah, don't have to be hard on myself, but I tend to be anyway. Rumble, rumble, rumble. So that's always one of the things that come crawling out of my little hole after a few weeks of non-activity, or not taking an action I told myself I would, or not expressing myself the way I'd like to on a couple of occasions, or maybe missing an opportunity at work, or perceiving that I did, or whatever sends me on my little spiral, which I think happens to everyone. Maybe just everybody doesn't focus on it that much, or maybe people realize it and let it go quickly, or maybe people don't even realize it. I realize it. I notice it when I'm spinning out, and when that happens, yeah, try to get myself that traction. When I come out of it, when I get some traction, I'm always trying to tell myself to cut out the negative self-talk and be kinder to myself, which is not that hard. I'm pretty confident that I was going to say a good person. I'm confident that I'm a better person than I was. Try to work on that. Try to stick to my word. Try to be kind, open-minded. Done a lot of living in fear, just of the unknown, and reacting to things like pretty mindlessly, just based on all the stuff people go through in life, like whatever quote-unquote trauma, or whatever shit happens to people. Everybody responds to it And I wasn't very mindful of that for a long time, which I think is common. Lots of people don't want to think about it. They're just convinced, I was convinced anyway, that that's me, that's who I am. I'm this kind of person. I get emotional, and I'm raw, I'm honest. Everything's black and white, and it's easy for me to be blunt. And yeah, I've grown, thankfully. So I think I'm a better person. I've done a lot of work on myself mentally, physically, emotionally. Not that I should stop. But yeah. So the negative self-talk's got to stop. The person I should want to impress the most and be there for is me. And I've never doubted that I can or that I will or that I do. But it has to be more consistent, I think. I've got to find a way to more consistently show up for me, and I don't know what that means, really. I know it's the right thing to say, and I know I mean it. I don't really know what that means. I guess it's circumstantial. Showing up for me might mean continuing to stay consistent, maybe setting goals, setting boundaries, working toward the goals, staying within the boundaries. I've always said I have good intuition. I don't know if that's because I'm always in fight or flight mode. I've always believed in my gut. I think that's what intuition is. Go with your gut. Gut feelings. I think that's attached to something. I've heard that before in my thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of listening to podcasts. I think I've heard it's called a gut feeling because of something. There's some science there. Who knows? But anyway, I trust my gut, and I trust that I'll be successful and happy, and I trust that I'm making good choices for the most part, or at least that I can live with them, and that people that love me won't change that feeling about me. But I still just want to do better and be better. It's taken me a long time, I think, to come to that reality. I wasn't always worried about that, like I said, so a little slow on the maturation of my emotions. Grew up in a circumstance where I had one parent. The second parent was my older brother. We fended for ourselves a lot, and an amazing parent, like unbelievable job staying open and honest with us and teaching us life things and making us capable people and loving us unconditionally, helping us chase our passions and stuff like that. But there's a lot of have-not going on. Not a lot of money, not a lot of free time. Single parent with multiple jobs. So you grow up quickly. Things happen that you can control, or so you think, but you're just a child. So you're not necessarily controlling it appropriately. When things happen you can't control. And that has to change eventually. But it took me longer than I would have hoped, because I thought I was all grown up my whole life. I didn't need anyone to tell me anything. Nobody's experiences mattered to me. I thought, I've experienced enough already, I've been through enough already. I don't need your advice. And that's all cliches, and that's all, I thought it was all unnecessary. The things that I was told I needed to focus on, or that I was doing wrong. Boy, do you learn as you grow up. But that's not true. Take people's advice. Don't always use it. It's not always right for you. Don't always live by it. But at least listen. Don't write people off. I think I've felt written off. It's not a nice feeling. And I used to do that to people. Invalidate, I guess. I don't know about the psychobabble. I don't know about that. I don't know if I invalidated. I really don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I do know that people cared, and I wasn't willing. Spring cleaning. So helpful. They put a bench out for the bus stop there because the city doesn't. and they're cleaning away the ice and snow. Who's this guy? Bro? Hi. What are we doing out here? Just two bros. You're hungry? Alright. Later, dog. Anyway, that's nice of them. Taking care of the community. Anyway. Listen to people. Pay attention to what they have to say. If it's not for you, it's not for you, but be open to it. For sure. I don't think I planned on this being an advice session. I don't know what I planned on. I just wanted to get used to holding this in front of me in public. It actually helped me a minute ago when I was on that busier road. A car went by and the people in the car like waved at the phone like they were in a vlog or something like that, and it made it feel more normal and less embarrassing. The people were like, hey, I don't know what that is, but oh, look at that. That big boy. I love ravens. What's that guy doing? Probably talking to the guy I hear chirping over here. You see him? Where's that bro? He's in this pine tree somewhere. Here he is. He gone. Oh, and he gone. Conspiring against me. They don't trust me. You're gonna see me more. You're gonna recognize my face, I promise. I don't mean any harm. Anyway, what did I say? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the point of this is. But I think I'm gonna challenge myself to do it more. Especially as it gets busier out and it feels more uncomfortable or weird to do it in front of people, strangers. I think it's even harder to do in front of friends or loved ones, honestly, at least for me. Not so bad with large groups or people that don't really know me intimately, because then it's like, what do I care? They don't know me at all. They don't know if what I'm doing is good or bad or genuine. Whereas I think it's more vulnerable to do this in front of people that already know who I am or what I'm like. They might be like, what's that guy up to? You know, we know that's not his thing. Or, is that really his tone? Would he talk like that? I think I would. But I don't know, who cares? I'll do this for a while. Walk around my neighborhood for a few minutes. Talk to this stick. And then, maybe I'll look at it more. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do something with it. Maybe I won't. I started this out on Instagram Live. Shock. Nobody joined. I have, I think 35 followers. That's all I want, honestly. But what are the odds that anyone in a group that size at dinner time on a Saturday is on their Instagram looking for a live to join? And this is that live. Yeah. I've been listening to this podcast. There's a podcaster from Ireland. A co-worker showed him to me. His name is Blind Boy. I don't know his real name, actually. I haven't looked into it at all. That's definitely not his name. But the podcaster character, actually, he's in mainstream media in Ireland as well. He's Irish. And he's worked in Irish television for a long time. He's made docu-series. He's on there's clips of YouTube clips of him doing like, holy shit, look at that. Gross. Not gross. No negative self-talk. Not a flattering angle, I'll say. Anyway, he's all over mainstream media anyway. You can see it on YouTube. But his podcast, Blind Boy Boat Club, or the Blind Boy Podcast, a coworker showed him to me, who's Irish. And I appreciate that he said he thought I would enjoy his like humor and intellect, and I do. This guy's super funny. His character is that he somehow is like a historian, an Irish cultural historian. He knows about a lot in the world in general, but really, really well versed. Like, I would like to know his education. Pardon me. There's a Coke Zero, baby, and a Polish sausage from Costco. That's how you get this angle. Having that Polish sausage for lunch. So anyway, Blind Boy, he's funny, and he was recently doing his podcast from a hotel room underneath the blankets of the bed, because the room he was in echoed too much and the sound was bad, which we can agree this sound is really bad. But anyway, I started having thoughts. I started thinking, me internal monologue ends up sounding Irish. There's certain things that I say or ways that I want to form a thought or a sentence that might sound Irish. And I know that's a terrible accent, but that's the best I can do right now. The more I listen to it, the more I'll pick it up and maybe get better. Not that that matters, but that's what he sounds like. He doesn't sound like that. He sounds Irish. But I think that way sometimes, and I want to talk that way sometimes. I don't know if I just like tight. Actually, it's pretty. It's cool to have a hobby and an interest. I'm learning that. I have none of it, and I feel like I've missed out. My friend that I spoke to earlier today was like, "You need hobbies, man," and that is like the realest and harshest thing a friend has told me. And they've said that to me multiple times. It's true. I get in my own head. I have too much free time. And I don't try anything because I don't know if it's fun or if I like it. So they're like, yeah, you gotta get a hobby. Maybe this will be one of my new hobbies. Making good versions of this. Or watching versions of this evolve. Evolve into something more interesting. Or at least something that has its own life. You know? Maybe I'll have a beginning, a middle, and an end to what I want to say. Not that I want to do too much researching and editing. And I'm not saying I'm trying to be a professional, but yeah. I just saw someone. I'll tell you when we get around the corner. Look at these kids. This is the worst. Is it even legal for me to film at a school? They're across the street and they're not on camera. It should be fine. But yeah, maybe that's what this will be. I'm not going to make a job of it. I'm not going to become a professional and a storyteller, but maybe I'll post this to 0 people when it's this disorganized, and maybe I'll post it to 0 people when there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. I think I'm in the middle right now. I'm about as in the middle as a person can be. I'm literally at midlife. I'm like at a big turning point. I think those are good breaks. It smells good out here. Someone has a fire going. It smells unbelievable. Oh, I've said that my whole life. See, this is part of being in the middle. This is part of being in the turning point. My whole life I've been like, damn, I would love to have a fire pit. I don't think that's a hard thing to attain. I don't think that's a hard thing to do, but I don't have one. And I think that's part of the current struggle. I'm trying to have a fire pit if I want a fire pit, you know? I'm trying to carry my $23 selfie stick. If I buy a $23 selfie stick, I have a mic that I should use. That smells crazy. Even if they're burning garbage, I don't give a shit. It smells so good. So many developments. Okay, I told you when I turned the corner away from someone, I would tell you, I like a young, hip person, a woman. That makes a difference. A young, attractive, hip woman came out of a house across the street when I was talking back there. Couldn't talk. Couldn't say what I wanted to say about the beginning, middle, and end in the plan. I was embarrassed immediately. Gotta get over that. And then also just now, I saw an ad at the gym for a realtor. I'm selling a house right now, and I need a realtor. I guess I'm not selling a house if I don't have a realtor. I want to sell a house I have. That's a long story. It sounds bougie. It's not. It's not a bougie real estate mogul situation. But anyway, saw the ad for the realtor, and I was like, oh, that guy goes to this gym. I've seen him before. And maybe I can leverage that relationship. He can't fuck me over. He sees me here every day. So I'm thinking about talking to him. But I think I just saw him get out of his car and go into his house. I think we live in the same neighborhood. Makes sense. We go to the same gym. Is he a good realtor if we live in the same neighborhood? We are close to a freeway, as I've said multiple times. It's a cute little neighborhood. I like the lovely garden in the summertime. There's normally a tuxedo cat on those stairs, so that's fun. This is my street. We're not going to worry about what my house is or where I actually live for now. Not that it matters. But anyway, Blind Boy's been inspiring me. My friends that reluctantly friend that reluctantly, I think, bless you, if it's not reluctant, encourage me, judge me, whatever it is, help me. And yeah, springtime, those are the big ones. Friend that encourages or judges, either way motivates. Blind boy, a very thoughtful media creator, and springtime. All of that coupled with this $23 stick that turns into a tripod that I hope to have the confidence to set up sometime. That's me. I'm about to enter my house and be questioned about why I have this stick and what I was doing. And I'm gonna probably lie.